Welcome to DocPro's channel. DocPro has all the documents you need at your fingertips. A subcontractor agreement can be valuable in many commercial situations and industries. This video will help you understand what a subcontractor agreement is and how to draft one yourself. A subcontractor agreement or contract sets out the terms and conditions of the relationship between a contractor and a subcontractor for the provision of services to a third party. Specifically, the parties agree that the subcontractor will perform some of the contractor's obligations under the main contract with the customer, otherwise known as the third party. In exchange, the contractor agrees to provide the subcontractor with consideration of some kind, usually a fee or some type of payment. Well, why are subcontractors used, and what benefits do they bring? Subcontracting helps to delegate contractual obligations to another party, and it's especially common in construction, manufacturing, and transportation industries. It helps to save costs, as subcontractors can be brought on for a short period to help when the contractor is working on a large project. They also tend to be cheaper when used for short periods compared to full-time employees. Secondly, subcontractors often also have substantial expertise in certain niches or provide a very particular service. How do I write a subcontractor agreement? A subcontractor agreement should expressly incorporate relevant terms of the main contract. This will ensure that the subcontractor's obligations link clearly with the contractor's duties to the customer under the main contract. To do so, you should remember to follow these steps. Number 1. Negotiate and finalize all terms and conditions of the agreement. Number 2. Draft the agreement in writing and send it to the subcontractor for review. Number 3. Review the agreement, sign, and execute. A typical subcontractor agreement includes these important terms, though each agreement may vary based on the jurisdiction and of course the party's specific needs. Number 1 is the scope of work. The work specified should be accurate and precise so to avoid any disputes over whether the subcontractor has fulfilled their obligations or not. Number 2 relates to indemnification, otherwise known as compensation. Indemnification clauses typically obligate the subcontractor to indemnify or compensate the contractor for any loss or expenses that are incurred because of the subcontractor's performance. A related clause is warranties, where a subcontractor agreement often specifies a warranty on the work product concerning quality and workmanship. This holds the subcontractor liable to properly perform any obligations that might have initially been performed shoddily. Number 4 is dispute resolution. Parties often agree beforehand on how certain disputes should be resolved if they do arise. Often, this is done by agreeing to arbitration or mediation clauses. Then, it's important to also define your payment terms. Different subcontractor agreements will feature varying payment terms. Some contractors prefer conditional payment clauses, where they pay the subcontractor only if or when they receive payment from the customer. But whether the contractor chooses these terms or resolves to simply pay an upfront fee often depends on their financial position. If the contractor is in good financial standing and is not relying on receiving fees from the customer under the main contract before they pay the subcontractor, they might choose the option of a simple, upfront flat fee payment. Then there's compensation. This term outlines how the compensation for the subcontractor services will be calculated, whether it's a flat fee or whether it's determined by the number of hours that the subcontractor spends on the work. It is also important to note any policies and procedures that must be followed by the subcontractor, and finally, whether or when either party has a right to terminate the agreement and what rights they possess following termination. Overall, a subcontractor agreement can provide certain benefits to contractors who are dealing with large projects or who are in need of specific expertise. If you want to find out more about subcontractor agreements or the potential liability of subcontractors, check out the link to our full blog in the description, which also has customizable templates for your use. Thank you for watching, and feel free to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful.